Hello friends, I was asked to give divrei Chizuk, some encouraging words and some instructions on this harsh and troubling time, and I was thinking that there's few things that we need to realize at this very moment. First of all, do not watch all those videos that show anything graphic or anything that might get you or your family members scared, anxious. All those things are forms of terrorism. Terrorism is about getting people scared. You win when you scare the other person. And therefore, scaring today at media, showing graphic videos, pictures of any type, those are things that take down the moral, they make a person scared, they make you dysfunctional, and with that alone they can win you over. So therefore we need to know that we stay away from anything that might look like something negative. Although there's a lot of bad things that have happened, we don't need to see any of those things. But more important than that, don't show them to your family members. Don't show them to your children. That is something that's extremely damaging to their well-being, and therefore make sure they stay away from this, especially that it adds to the ongoing tension. You don't want to make it any worse. So kids should only know the minimum, that there's a war in Israel and that you have to be on alert, and Be'ezrat Hashem is behind this whole event, and Hashem is leading us to a brighter future. Mashiach is on the way. Kids don't need to know much about what's going on. Just daven, say Tehillim, and Be'ezrat Hashem be mechazek in Torah, and everything will be fine. So stay away from the media terrorism. Secondly, we are not afraid of those Arabs that are demonstrating, those Hamas that are going rioting on the streets, that are threatening a Friday of rage. We're not afraid. Kadosh Baruch Hu is in control. We should not even show them any fear, because they feed on fear. When they see fear, that is when they attack. But when you show them you're not scared, you walk down the street and you see an Arab, don't run away. Don't show in any possible way that you're scared. Walk straight and show that you are proud and resistance, and you could go and show resilience as well. You don't have to aggravate him in any way. You don't have to tease him in any way. You don't have to look at him in a way that's going to look like you are trying to make any comment, but on the same time you're not showing any fear. We not saying that one should not take precaution. Don't go to places that are dangerous. Don't do things that might get you hurt in any possible way. There are places that you should stay away from: riots, demonstrations, areas that are not safe, walking out at night alone. Be vigilant, be careful. That's all it is. Don't be more alarming than what's necessary. Thirdly, there's a lot of misinformation. This takes us back already to the Corona times, that there was so much misinformation about what's going on with the Corona, how it's taking the world. There's a lot of dreams that people dream, and they tell you that they saw the Baba Sali that came and said that you should do this, you should do that, and Mashiach is going to come in a week and a half, or whatever it is. All types of prophecies, all type of segulot that we found that people have made up at Corona time. It's exactly the same thing now. It comes over again. Live normal. All those things are misinformation. They're fake news. They're not correct. They're just playing on people's emotions. Don't need to take any of those things seriously. Anything that instructed from Gdolei Israel, you should do. About safety, anything that's instructed from the police department, from the government, you should do. Anything that runs on the media, don't worry about it. There's a lot of misinformation, a lot of things that people make up themselves, and it's being sent all over. When you take a look at what happens, many times you'll see movies and videos of people that are dead. Again, if it's Jewish brothers and sisters, don't look at it, don't open it. But even if it's the enemy, that a person feels the urge to look and to calm his revenge feeling, make sure you don't look at faces of people that are dead, as the Ben Ish Chai brings down in the end of Parashat Pinchas Shana Shniya from the Zohar Kadosh, that it's not a good thing to look at people that are dead, and therefore stay away from such things. One should be mechazek himself and his family at this time about the inyanei emunah and bitachon. Chazon Ish explains that there's nothing in the world that HaKadosh Baruch Hu does not do. Everything is controlled by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. There's no things that you'll see on the media that is not directed and controlled by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is how all the Rishonim say as well. Take a look at the Chovat Alvavot that explains in Sha'ar HaBitachon how HaKadosh Baruch Hu is behind everything that's being done in the world. So everything that's being done, although it looks like it's a hard thing, it's a bad thing, but as the Baalei Musar say, one should not feel or say that something is bad. You could say that it looks harsh, that it's bitter, it feels bitter, it feels hard, but is it bad? There's no bad in the world, although it looks bad. In the parasha we learn that the pasuk says, "Ve'ine tov meod." What does it mean, tov meod? The Rashi tells us, Chazal tells us, tov meod zu hamita. Death is actually very good. Why is that? I don't know. There are explanations to that, but that's not our business. We just need to know that even the worst of the worst that looks terrible, and it's hard, again, it's hard, it's bitter, it's hard to take it inside, might be very, very hard times, but we must cheer ourselves to know that everything in the world is done by HaKadosh Baruch Hu and for good purpose. This is how the Chovot Alvavot explains in Sha'ar HaBitachon. If a person understands that, all he has to do is just the ishtadlut, not to do things that might be dangerous. Don't go into places of danger. Don't interact with people that you shouldn't. But otherwise, live your life. There's no imminent danger from anything as long as the police and the government are not alarming people to be more careful than normally. Just they're saying right now that one should be alarmed and be careful, but not to do more extreme things than that. One should feel safe. One should feel that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is controlling everything and taking us to a much, much higher and better place.